Hi everyone, it's me again from the future. It's still February 2025. I just rewatched the first vlog video that I did and I realised that the intro video that I posted the other day didn't fully fill the gap from where I started to where the vlogs pick up. So I just thought I would do a bit of that. So obviously I told you in the last video that I had the idea to create a pregnancy journal, but obviously I didn't know what to put in it, it was just an idea. So what I started doing was I started creating just a brainstorm list on a notes section in my phone, in the notes app, and just kind of writing down all the things that if I was to have a pregnancy journal, what would I want to have in it. So just everything and anything that I could think of, I put down. I then spoke to some friends, they gave a couple of ideas, so I jotted them into there as well, and it was just, there was no rhyme or reason, it was just not even bullet point list or anything. It was just random thoughts written down on the notes section. So that happened, and then as I mentioned in the last video, I used Fiverr to message graphic artists and choose one that I wanted to work with, or graphic designers. So once I had selected who I wanted to work with, she then said, hey, can you send me the content on a Word document that you'd want for each page? So I was like, right, so yeah, perfect. Let's do it. So now my journal is quite big. It's greater than A4 size. It's landscape. It's a big hefty journal. And why that's relevant is that when I was creating the Word doc, I needed to orientate the page, landscape, and then go through all the ideas I had on my notes section. I turned them all into check boxes. And I just started designing how I wanted the flow of the journal to be, what I wanted on it, etc, etc. And for the most part, that original document is the end result, but there was edits and variations that were done when we were doing all the back and forth. And I had to do a lot of that when I was working with Amazon. Not to do a spoiler alert or anything, I don't end up going with Amazon, but Amazon features quite heavily in the vlog series for that reason, because it just wasn't a viable way for me to print the videos. So anyways, so I created a Word doc, and every page was a page for the journal, and I'd have the content the way I wanted it in black, and then I'd have design, not tips, but kind of directions in red underneath. One thing I will say is, again, there was a lot of back and forth. A lot of it was on my side as well, but a lot of it also was on their side of just not really listening to the direction I was giving and having to repeat it over and over and over, which is frustrating when you're going through it. But one thing on my side from the very beginning was I might not have a capital letter at the start of one thing, but I would at the start of another thing or whatever, and she was literally just copying and pasting it across, which makes sense because she wants to do whatever it is I'm telling her to do. So if you are thinking of doing this, just make sure that you have it exactly as you want. You have your colons where you want them and where you don't want them, and just the design of everything is as you want it to be, because that's the direction that they're taking. So anyway, so I opened it up really quickly. Actually, I was just obviously in a moment of inspiration. I created that whole document in one sitting. Within maybe half an hour of signing up with her, I had that document created and sent over. So that was great. That was really, really quick. My vision was always to have hardback, landscape, large book. The issue with Amazon is they don't do landscape hardbacks. So that was less than ideal. Amazon is really good if you're doing a novel or something, but it's really limited other than that. So there was a lot of things that I wanted that just were not possible on Amazon. It's really, really basic what you get there. So I'm not sure if I fully got through it in the vlog series or not, because honestly this is months ago, so I can't remember what I did or didn't record, or how much was in there. But a lot of the back and forth as well about the graphic designer was me originally having everything landscape. So this includes also the designer that did the cover. Everything was large and landscape. then I found out I couldn't do that on Amazon, and then I had to turn. Well, first I was just like, I can't use Amazon. And then what I figured out to do was to actually change the orientation. So this might be confusing. So imagine you've got a landscape book, okay? So the bind is on the left side and the book opens left to right. So what I did, when if you have a landscape book, or sorry, a portrait book, which is a regular book, again, it's on the left hand side and it opens out that way as well, but the left hand side is the long side, as opposed to on a landscape the left hand side is the short side. Anyway, what I got both designers to do was actually to switch the orientation, so basically just to rotate left every page, so that it would actually be more of a calendar style book. That, okay, can I put you down for a sec? Would that be okay? This is real life. This is how I work. So I wish I had a book here. I could show you. I do actually. There's a book here. Okay, so imagine this is a portrait book, but I need a landscape book this way. So what I did was I got them to rotate all of the pages that they've just designed, because again, I really wanted a landscape, did not want a portrait. Portrait would have been a completely different everything for the journal. Got them to rotate it. So when you got the journal, if I was going with Amazon, you would then have it like this, like the normal book, but then you would turn it like a calendar and open it that way. So you'd be looking at it like this. So there'd be one page here, one page here, one page here, one page here. In theory, it was fine. And that's how my first sample of the book was. So yeah, you should actually see all of that when you're going through it. But the problem then, so after I had done that, I'd put it up onto Amazon. The problem then was the thumbnail of the book on Amazon. So Amazon they don't allow you to put a thumbnail up, the initial thing. You can add on extra pictures after and stuff once you have everything up. But the initial thumbnail is just the front cover of the book, and you can't edit that, you can't rotate it, you can't do anything. So what happened was on Amazon, the cover of my journal was actually sideways, which is not ideal. So I then had to go back to the graphic designers and ask the cover one to rotate back to portrait, to move everything back like into to actually rechange it into like a portrait one. So it was portrait on the front, and then when you opened, again, you were turning it. So this is me trying to like change it around to suit Amazon. So we did that, and then after doing that, I reached out to some other printers, and they were allowing me to do an actual hardcover landscape book. So then I had to go back to the graphic designers, both of them, and say, hey, actually I want a proper landscape, so the bind would be here, for example, and you're opening it up that way. So I had to change it again. So it was a lot of trial and error and stress. And not only that, with Amazon, if you publish or launch, or I can't remember what it's called, when you post your book onto Amazon, you can never delete it, like it's always there. And what's unfortunate about that is I had purchased an ISBN number, which is a specific number for my book, and I had put that onto the original journal, which was all sideways, on Amazon. And when I went in to even just to edit it, I couldn't edit it on Amazon. There's only certain things that you can edit on Amazon, but like there's certain things that once the book is published, you can't edit them. So I had to actually purchase a second ISBN number. Purchase a second ISBN number to publish a second journal on Amazon, which is the one where the cover is portrait but the inside is landscape. So that was a waste of an ISBN number. Now, what I did actually end up doing is I contacted Amazon support, and I was like, look, I have these 2 journals here. I'm not going to be using Amazon. I don't want them on Amazon, because also it just makes it look bad, like where you have like a journal with like a sideways cover. Like, why would I want that there? And it was like, on the back end you can archive, you can unpublish it, but it will still show up on the Amazon website, and you can archive it, but you're only archiving it on your back end. It still shows up on the front end. So it's like, look, I just want these deleted. Like, I don't want them there anymore. Like, I don't want them. And they said, okay, we'll remove them this one time only, but like, just going forward, this isn't something we do, and we won't be doing it again. And I was like, I don't care, just get me off Amazon, basically. So a good thing about that is I now have 2 ISBN numbers. So the second one is used for my actual journal, which I have, but I have reclaimed the first one because it's now taken off of Amazon. So I'll be able to use that for another book or journal, because I definitely will want to do like a 1-year journal, or maybe like a 3-year journal, or whatever, like a 5-year journal or something. So at least I have an ISBN already for that. So that's good. Anyway, I hope all of that makes sense. I'm pretty sure the first video, which I will be posting next, is I've just pressed publish on Amazon. There may have been like a couple of like bits and bobs that I've skipped over or I'm not mentioning right now because I just can't remember. But of course, at any stage, if you have any questions about any of the videos, like if there's anything that like I'm talking about and you're just not understanding, or you'd like more information about, like, just let me know, and I can always like interject throughout the series and come in and like explain things or add things onto a video before posting it and all that sort of stuff. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. It was really interesting. It was like a proper roller coaster in a journey, because I went from like, oh my god, this would be an amazing idea for me to have this journal, to like, oh my god, I have to like create like the layout of the journal, and then again all of the like communication issues and how slow it was. Like, even the girl that was doing my cover, she was just so slow to get back to me with like what do they call it when they edit it? There's a name for it. Anyway, my baby is now moving a stool around the kitchen. She was like, the smallest thing, like, yeah, can you just actually like move from there to there? And she's like, absolutely no problem. And it was like 3 days before she'd get back to you with such a small thing. And then she would send it to you and be like, no, that's like not actually like where you want to do it. And it's like, rather than be like, okay, grand, I'll just change it. And it's like, okay, no problem. 3 days. It was so slow getting the cover done. She is having a great time there. Yeah, the design and stuff, it was a lot. I was just like, why am I doing this? And I was like, just keep going. And then once I finally had that done, all the stuff with Amazon, and then having to go back and change it, and then go back in, and it's still not working out, I was just like, this is killing me. Killing me slowly. Good girl. And also, one more thing I will say is that during one of the re-edits for Amazon, I was like, you know what? There's a couple of extra things that I want to add into the book. So I ended up actually adding a couple of pages in. But the way that I had it worked out with the left and right... What do you want, baby girl? The way I had it worked out with the left and right is like, it was very specific on like, when you open the book, a certain page will be on the left and then a certain page will be on the right. So I had to have that same order, and I have it very specific to the 3 trimesters. I think she wants some milk. Okay. For the 3 trimesters. So, sorry. This is just how it rolls in this house when you've got 2 young kids. So when I was adding in extra pages, they were all for like different parts of the pregnancy and different parts of the trimesters. So I then had to explain to this person in, I think she was Pakistan. I think she was like, you know, yeah, okay, but now you're going to have to like actually move that page here and that page there so that it didn't completely mess up the flow of the book and everything. So anyways, it was a journey and it was an experience, and then it was finished. And then honestly, like, I don't want to like go over the whole thing, but like once I got it published and printed with the other printer, then you also have like all the thing of like creating the website and everything that goes with that. Yeah, you'll see. But anyway, I hope you enjoy, and that is today's video, and next video will be the vlog.